Hello and welcome to episode number 86 of the Solo Gamer Podcast. I did it without Taylor. I don't need you, Taylor. No, I'm sorry. I'm kidding. I apologize. I need you, Taylor. I can't wait for you to come back. This week, we have a different than usual episode. No Taylor. He's out traveling. Last week we had no Kyle. He was out traveling. So, or did we have you last week? Did we have you last week?
You did. Yeah, I was just gone for the weekend.
You left right after the show. That's what I was thinking. You left right after the show. So always something going on. Everybody's busy, going places, doing things. Kyle, welcome to the show. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, thanks.
What's how was your trip to Utah, and how's life going?
Utah was a lot of fun, man. More just about like just kind of the beauty of it all, really. I mean, it's kind of like I know some of you guys don't know what the Wenatchee Valley is like, but you know, we're a valley, we're surrounded by mountains. A little bit more closer up though. You know, Utah's definitely a valley, but it's way more vast, and the mountains are a bit taller. But yeah, it's just beautiful to see, you know, the mountains off in the distance in every direction. You kind of get into the major city. I really like how it was definitely built to be a major city. So the infrastructure and everything is just kind of like built on a grid essentially. And so it's really hard to get lost in Salt Lake City. So I just kind of like, yeah, I really like how open it is. They have this really nice mall in the city center. I think it's like Creek City. I don't know. Anyways, the mall's really nice. It's kind of like opened up. It's more of it's got like, you know, the entrances to all the stores are outside, and like it kind of like all comes together in like an outdoor setting with like, it's got like a roof, but everything's opened up. So that way you can see the mountains still off in the distance. It's really cool how that whole mall is set up. So I really enjoyed just walking around there and doing a little bit of shopping and just kind of window shopping a little bit too.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, and then I went to Antelope Island, which was a lot of fun. Oddly named because there's only like a couple of antelope, and we only got to see one, and it's definitely mostly bison there. Still, I mean, it was really awesome to see the bison. It was a really good day to go. It was like right when we got, you know, over to the island, there was 2 bison right at the entrance. And then from then on, it was just, I mean, we saw, you know, a good 100 or so bison, and you can get pretty close too, you know, I mean, within reason. They kind of give you tips on, you know, what it looks like when a bison is pretty pissed off, because they will charge, or they might run away. Just kind of depends on what their mood is, but it's pretty subtle though. Actually, it's they have this tiny little tail, just big bodies, and then just this little.
I wonder what like evolutionary purpose the tiny tail serves.
Yeah, I know.
Keep flies away, I guess.
But apparently, when that tail goes up, that means their stress level is up. So you got to give them space.
Oh, funny.
Yeah. And then from that point on, it's you know, they're gonna charge you if you don't listen. So it's pretty subtle. It's funny. It's like you have to kind of pay attention to their body language, and it's not very obvious. But anyways, we didn't even get that close in the first place. Got some great pictures there.
Yeah, some beautiful pictures, man.
Yeah. Went to a Titanic exhibit, which was a lot of fun. You know, it was just kind of cool to see the time period. They had some props set up with like how some of the hallways looked and the dining rooms looked, and so you kind of walk through the rooms, and it's like, wow, this is kind of cool to be in it and kind of experiencing it. And then they had a, you know, kind of a memoriam of some kind, where they had a list of all the people that had passed and the people that survived, and it was kind of crazy to see, you know, all the tiny little digits, but like it amounted to this giant wall of just, you know, thousands of people that had died from the Titanic. It's kind of crazy when you're seeing it all put together. It really makes it feel kind of weird, to be honest.
It's so strange. It's like one of these weird thoughts that I always have with stuff like that, like specifically with the Titanic or with any kind of ship that's sunk. But the Titanic is like, we're talking about it, and we talk about the history and when it happened and what happened to the people there and what it looked like and all this stuff. And sometimes I'll just, during that, I'll be thinking about the fact like that ship is there, like right now, it's just sitting like a mile down, just sitting on the bottom of the ocean. It's right there, right now. It's just sitting there, just slowly rotting away. And if you had the capacity and the ability, you could go check it out. It's like right there. It's just kind of a weird. It's so far yet it's so close. I mean,
yeah,
it's still just sitting there. It's not going anywhere. It's a strange thing. It's just been there for so long.
So they had this replaying video that was in one of the rooms, and it was showing you kind of the depths of how far down the Titanic is compared to like some other ships that have sunken, and it's pretty crazy how far down it actually is.
That just like happened to be where it sank. It went all the way to the bottom, man.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I don't know if you know this, but in 2050, they're saying that it'll be completely eroded. It's going to be gone.
Yeah, I did not know that, but I'm not surprised to hear that. I mean, that's brutally cold, salt water just wearing away on that. I remember people were talking about trying to go get it. And it's like, no way.
Yeah. There's been people saying that they want to preserve it, and at this point, it's past.
It would just fall into shreds, I would assume. Yeah,
they have taken sections out, and certain parts have been preserved. So there's that at least. But yeah, taking the whole ship is just, especially now, it's not going to happen. It's just going to fall apart.
It's interesting to me too that like that ship is such a. I don't know if it was the movie that started the fascination with it over other ones. Like I think the Lusitania is such an interesting one too, getting sunk by a U-boat. And it was a beautiful passenger liner, just like the Titanic, really similar ship in a similar area, just getting torpedoed. Like, man, just crazy to think those ships, those beautiful giant luxury liners that just went down during that era.
I think what for me, as I was going through that tour, I think what really stood out to me is just how it's the time period, right? And what times were like at the time, when the Titanic was being built, and its two sister ships that were being built as well, which it was called Gigantica and Britannica, I believe.
Britannica, yeah.
Yeah. And at the time, it was like that nothing like this had ever been done. No ship had ever been built that was of this size. So it was very awe-inspiring for the entire world. Everybody wanted to see this thing, and it was kind of hyped as this indestructible ship. We've all seen the movie. That part's very accurate. Like, yeah, when you consider the time period, it was like, I think that's why it was it's stuck with everybody for so long. It's just because of the hype that was around it at the time was unlike anything else. And so for it to sink right off the bat,
first voyage.
Yeah.
It's tempting fate, man.
Yeah, and all because really I didn't really know this part that Captain Smith, the captain at the time, was a complete idiot and is actually solely the reason why the ship was sunk, because there was a lot of information provided to them prior to the iceberg hitting the iceberg. They were being told over and over again that there are icebergs headed right, in your direction, and other ships knew that, and they actually went around and took a detour. But this captain was basically like, no, this ship's indestructible. We're fine. We're going to go through it. It's like, all right.
Yeah, full steam ahead too. They're just blasting through there. So they had no time to make any kind of maneuver either.
Yep.
Crazy, man. The hubris will always get you.
Yep.
It happens over and over and over again. It's just funny how it's not funny that all those people died, but
no,
just the fact that lesson is constantly available and very rarely heeded.
Yep. So
would you get a lot of fun. I would love it'd be cool to do I would love like a game around ships or an ocean, or like a U-boat game, or I don't know, or I think a horror game would be really cool, like on a passenger liner or something.
That would be cool.
Use the ocean as a lot of people's. What do they call the fear of the ocean? There's a specific phobia name.
I know what it is.
Is it? I'm trying to think of what it is. I think I know what it is, but I don't want to be wrong before I look it up.
Dang it. That would be cool, especially if you were like during its era, right? When during like the British Empire, and it would be kind of cool to see to like play like a horror game where you're kind of shipwrecked on an island of some kind that ends up being some sort of twisted horror. That'd be kind of cool.
What's that survival game that was so popular where you crash land in an ocean for like a spaceship and you have to Subnautica.
Subnautica, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was a cool. I actually would like to play that. That's like one of the few sort of survival resource management games that I've been kind of interested in, but I've never really played it. I was definitely wrong. I did not know the name of the phobia for ocean is thalassophobia.
Thalassophobia.
T
What is
H
that?
A L A S S O phobia.
Man, I
Thalassophobia.
wonder what the base root science word is there. I wonder what that.
Intense, persistent, and irrational fear of deep, vast bodies of water like the ocean, causing anxiety, panic attacks, and avoidance behavior.
I know we've talked about this before in previous episodes, but I think I kind of have that a little bit, but it's more about what not being able to see what's underneath me. It's not really about the water, so to speak.
Yeah, like I mean, you might be able to go on a ship or whatever.
Yeah, easily. I could go on a ship. It's just if I'm
Yeah,
like floating in the middle of the ocean and I can't see underneath me, that's when I'm like, all right, I'm terrified now.
yeah, yeah, definitely. I wouldn't. I don't know that I would want to just be out in the ocean just with not. Maybe
Yeah.
I would if we were like if it was if we are it was controlled and safe to the extent like part of me would want to go. So the thing for me is actually it's not really even about the ocean. Like I would love to do like a shark cage or whatever. My
Yeah,
problem is
me
I
too.
want to make sure that I I have to breathe through my nose.
Mm.
There's some like weird thing about like snorkeling, or obviously you're not snorkeling when you're in a shark cage, but a lot of the time in at least in movies, it's like the round breather piece that goes into your mouth and you have to breathe through your mouth. There's like I feel like I just thinking about that kind of makes me want to hyperventilate. Like okay, I can't breathe through my nose. Don't breathe through your nose. Like it's such a weird. I would like to be able to just be somehow in like an enclosed thing, like a full mask, where I could just breathe normally,
That would be
and
nice.
I think that
Have
would
you
help me a
done
lot.
any sort of snorkeling of any kind? Or?
No, I mean when we went to Hawaii, I went down. We went to the beach, and we went out into the water a little bit, but like I didn't do any. We didn't. We were gonna go to a sort of like a floating snorkel thing where the manta rays show up every night, but we both kind of got not like sick, like a cold, but I don't know. After like a few days of traveling, and we were just like really, really wiped out, and I think we got a little sunburned. We were a
Mm-hmm.
little sick, so we didn't end up going. So next time I go, I'll probably do a little bit more of that for sure.
Yeah, when I was in the Philippines, we did like they had us get off the boat and do like this kind of little snorkeling area. We didn't go deep at all, but they just had us look down because there was a lot of life in that certain area. You know,
Yeah,
different just different sea life there at the bottom, and so you can kind of see that. And I remember experiencing exactly like what you're talking about, where I was fine, but then there was a moment where I like forgot to like breathe through my mouth,
yeah,
and
dude.
it totally confused me, and then I was like freaking out, and like I had to get up, and like I was like hyperventilating in a sense,
And
and
yeah, you
it
get all
was
that water
weird.
like pulled through if once you're freaking out, and
Yeah.
then you're like, it's like in your throat, and you're like, ah! Oh, dude, yeah,
There's
I
something
want to breathe through my
psychologically that
nose.
happens there for sure.
If I have to
Um
spend a long time like that, where you're fully submerged, I have to. I don't. I need to be
yeah.
breathing through my nose for sure.
Yeah, that
But
would
I
be
would
even
still
worse.
like to do it. That would be like a. I think you'd be more likely to convince me to do a shark cage than to jump out of an airplane.
Oh, 100%. That's an easy decision for me.
I mean,
I don't do heights.
I would potentially do both,
Yeah.
but
Nope.
if I had a
Not for me.
choice, the animal part of it makes me more interested.
Yeah.
Like if I just go down to a shark cage and you're just in the ocean, there's just nothing the whole time, then maybe the thrill of jumping out of an airplane would take over, would make me
Yeah.
pick that. But I don't know. There are those kinds of things where it's like you think about doing them, you're not sure if you ever really want to or if you ever really do. But I would. It would take a little bit of convincing, but I think I would do it. I'm kind of a thrill junkie. I just have never like built a hobby out of it.
Mm.
Like I remember being afraid of roller coasters and then going on a roller coaster, and I was just like afterwards, I'm just like I get that like football jock part of me comes out, and I just love it, like the thrill, like the that's it's so fun, and like I think I would really like all that stuff, but for whatever reason, I never put myself in a position to like I don't seek it out, but I
Yeah,
do
I
when I
don't
do it,
know
I
why
always
I'm
enjoy it.
like just not into that. Anything like when it has to do with being really high up, so or going really fast. Those two things, I'm like, I'm good. I'd rather not be afraid
Yeah.
of dying.
Yeah, the going
It's
really
just
fast thing is like obviously because the only way you can really do that is like in a car or something, and it's like it's
yeah,
so easy to lose control. Like you don't have any control in that situation. Whereas like if you go skydiving, especially like with a instructor that you're with, like it's all up to them, and they've done it 100 times, and everything's been pre-checked. And it's like it's not up to me. Like I'm not gonna fuck it up. Like that would be the
yeah,
first scary thing would be jumping out of an airplane by yourself, and like you have to pull the thing, you know what I mean, like
yeah,
where it's
for
like
sure.
it's my, that would be like a panic thing where I'm like, hey man, the expert guy, you got it, I'm just gonna go ah! And you take care of the rest. Like I
Yeah,
can
yeah.
handle that. You got any games on the docket, man? Are you're back from your travels? What's going on? What's going on in your
Um,
world?
I got a few. I got a little bit more into Arcane on the flights.
Yep, very cool.
Downloaded a couple episodes, so that was pretty much the extent of my gaming. Unfortunately,
Well, I figured you wouldn't play much this last week because you were gone, but
yeah.
what are you gonna play next, man? What are you
So
have you
I've
decided?
definitely I've got to finish Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Um, so I'm gonna prioritize getting that done, and then
Nice.
I'm pretty confident it's gonna be Ghost of Yotai for me next.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Okay. Depending on how much progress I make on my little mission here this year, I'll hopefully be playing that toward the end of the year. That's
yeah.
kind of my goal. We'll see, but
It's been nagging at me, and I'm like, it's definitely on the top of my list. Backlog or not. Like, I've got to play Ghost of Yotai.
yeah. No, I get that. I think I've every year I learn something new about playing habits and like what will work best and all that. And like this year has been really good so far. Like I haven't finished anything yet, but it's March 12th, and I think I'm over halfway both with Horizon and Resident Evil 7. So um and Horizon's obviously a little bit of a longer game. I feel like okay, I've got to keep capitalizing on the non-football time of year. Maybe I'll throw something short in there after Horizon to just be able to make like a quick progress. But I want to jump into another longer game because I have all the time, right? I've got obviously work starts to get busy. It's a really slow time at work right now, so my evenings aren't as long. I'm not as dead freaking tired when I get home, so I have a little more energies and things like that. But um, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I think in the next few weeks I'll be done with both of those games and moving on to. I don't know yet. Maybe I'll play. I'm trying to get some of these PlayStation games done. I might do like a Ratchet and Clank because that's like a 10 to 15 hour game. So
Nice.
crush that out. Get started on Resident Evil 8 as well because I really want to play Requiem. Everyone's saying it's like incredible and it's reviewing so well. So I really want to actually. That's probably going to be one of the only new games from this year that I end up even playing. We'll see. I can't remember if there's anything else big coming out that I know of this year that I have to play, but yeah, man, Horizon's been great. Really enjoying it. Definitely making some serious progress. I'm like 35 hours in. I feel like I'm coming up on the like 3/4 mark of the main story, probably something like that. It's like one of those stories where it starts out and then you get to a specific point and there's some like story beats that get unlocked that kind of open up the lore but also the world itself, and there's like you need to go to these three places, very BioWare, like you need to go to these three areas and collect these three things and bring them back, like
Mm,
classic kind of open world RPG fodder, but in the best way. I mean, as soon as that happened, I was like, oh, cool. I'm sure all three are in very different areas. And that's exactly has been the case. Like one was in the
heck yeah.
desert, another is in like the mountains or whatever. The other's in the woods. Like, so it's been cool. Doing all that. So I'm
I think
on,
that's really important, right? Because those tasks can
yeah,
be very mundane. So you got to bring something that like brings some new flavor to it if you're gonna be doing the
yeah.
same task.
and it's fun for them because I feel like they don't. It takes place on Earth. They have this like super concentrated map where it's like a lot of miles is covered. It's like they shrunk the world down. So like it's like a combination of California, Nevada. I guess it's sort of California, Nevada so far, and I think you start out sort of like in Colorado or Utah, Colorado area is like kind of the region, but it's like obviously it's all fits in this map. It's fucking huge for a game world, but it's really cool. Like the northwest corner of the map is like the redwoods, very clearly the redwoods.
Mm.
And then I was in Las Vegas with like what's left of it, which is like the in the story because the this game is like post apocalypse where it's like the apocalypse started, took a really long time, happened, and then everything regrew and came back. And you find out that Vegas had been like destroyed and then rebuilt and then destroyed again by this time. So it's like this it kind of reminded me of Blade Runner 2049 when he go I think they go to Vegas and like the whole city is like buried in red sand and you just little chunks of the city kind of poking out of the sand and different really cool. There's like
Right.
sandstorms, you can barely see anything, very orange and red, and um it's cool.
Very
Just all
cool.
the different areas you go, they did a really good job. It's just all just beautiful, and so I'm excited to. I'm at the point where it's like I'm in far enough to where I'm excited to see where the story goes, but I'm also like, all right, I've spent 35 hours with this. Like, I'm ready to be done in the next like 5 to 10 and play something else, you know?
Yeah.
So hopefully by next week I'll have it done. I don't know. I could be I could be like not thinking I'm further than I am potentially.
Right.
So we'll see. Just depends on how much time I get to play. And then Resident Evil 7. I think Resident Evil 7 is probably the scariest game I've ever played. Other than Outlast, I don't like Outlast. Not because I don't think it's good. It's just there's like not quite enough agency in it. Like just you're just a lot of like pitch black, and you're using your little camera with the crappy night vision on it. I don't know. I couldn't do Outlast, but Resident Evil 7 is like the scariest scary game that I'm enjoying, I guess is how I should put it.
Mm.
I just like the boss fights are so creative and interesting and like challenging. But they don't feel cheap like once you figure out kind of how to do it. Like this last one I did, I don't know if anyone listening is like planning on playing the Resident Evil games, so I'll try not to spoil it, but this last one I did is like you're fighting this human that turns into like a partial human, partial bug, and they're like climbing on the walls and ceilings, and you're like in this big
Oof.
greenhouse, and she'll like disappear, and you can hear her moving around, and you're like looking for her, and she like waits in certain areas, and like you'll be like going through this room, and then I'll like look up and she's like right there and just drops down on you and it goes through
No.
it's so insane, dude. It's so but it was like when I got her though, I got her on the first try, which I was surprised by. It felt like a fucking battle. Like it took all of my ammo. But I was getting her and I was just like, dude, when I finally killed her, it was awesome. I was like, it felt like I had gone through something.
Put
I
a
was like,
few extra
fuck
rounds in
yeah.
that bitch.
Yeah, dude, it was awesome. It was really cool. So yeah, extremely scary game. One of the scariest games I've ever played, for sure. Just something about the environment in this one gets to me more than others, like the spaceship in Alien or Dead Space, or whatever. It's just like a little more detached from reality. Where this I feel like I'm in a horror movie that takes place in a home that would be on like A&E's, Hoarders, basically. It's like I'm good, man. The dirtiness bothers me so much more than like scary industrial spaceship.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but yeah,
I don't know
but
if
it's
I'll ever play that.
yeah, you could definitely, I think you'd enjoy the remakes of Resident Evils like 2, 3, and 4. They're definitely more. The second one's probably the scariest, but it's third person, which helps. I think it's not quite, you're a little more detached, and it's really fun, and you're usually given like enough ammo, and the zombies are easy to get away from, and it's more about like this just the puzzle of it all. And then 3 and 4 are really, like, I would say, more action. I'd call them like action thrillers where there's moments of scariness, almost
Right.
like Last of Us. Like I would
Yeah.
I would say Last of Us Part 2 is on the same level of scariness as Resident Evil 3 and 4 remake.
Okay.
Where like there's those moments, right? There's like that freaking when you're in that hotel with the not the clickers, but the first time when you're playing Ellie and you're trying to get to the hospital, and you go into that office building, it's the first time you meet those, what are the little stalkers?
Oh yeah.
And it's like, and they're like peeking around and making the sounds, and you just don't know. Or like when you go into the hospital basement as what's her name? What's her name? My
Abby?
brain. Abby, thank you. When you go down to the hospital basement as Abby, like those spikes of scariness, like I would say it never gets any scarier than that in 3 and 4. I would say Resident Evil 2 is like that's probably like its baseline, is like the office building or the hotel in Last of Us. So if you can get through that, you can definitely get, those games are fucking awesome. I think you'd really like those ones. 7 is extremely scary. I would say if you got into the games and you like played through 2 through 4 or whatever, I would say just watch like a good YouTube playthrough or something of 7. Just because it is really good, but I would not blame you because it's hard for me to get through it. I've had Alicia watching me the whole time. And then apparently 8 is a little bit, lets up a little bit, but also has like some more scary moments, but it's not quite. 7 seems to be like, most people seem to think that's the scariest of them so far. So, no, we'll see. We'll see once I finish them, but it's been a lot of fun. Really enjoying it.
Oh, I'll take your word for it.
Dude. So obviously we have our topic that we're going to jump into, but tons of huge news out of the game developers conference. Do you happen to see any articles or anything about this, about Xbox kind of coming out and revealing a bunch of their information for their next gen, not just their next gen console,
Project Helix?
Yeah, Project Helix, and also the Xbox mode. Did you hear about all of that or any of that at all? It's pretty cool, man. I mean, it's a lot of what we've known is coming, but to see it a little bit more realized and to actually see it discussed was really, really cool. I'm not going to be duped by Microsoft anymore. Like I've been duped already. I also have said before that I'm basically just in for the ride because they already have so much of my money. But I'm not going to sit here and like, get pumped. This is awesome. They're back. They're back. But I do like some of their vision, and basically they're going to replace what they're calling the full screen experience with. It's going to be called Xbox mode, which I think is great, much better.
Yeah.
But basically what they're doing is they're creating a kind of a software, kind of like an operating system, that instead of replacing Windows, basically you turn it on and it replaces Windows temporarily. Like it turns your PC into an Xbox, and it goes through a lot of the background performances that Windows is doing and a lot of the bloated crap, and it turns all of that off, and it helps you access more of the power of your PC. But it allows them to make all of the games for both the Xbox console and for PC purchased through Xbox the same, so that you can play all of your stuff that you've ever purchased all the way back from OG Xbox games through anything you buy now on Xbox mode, no matter where that Xbox mode is. So you can stream Xbox mode to your phone. You can, through Xbox streaming, you can turn Xbox mode on via the Xbox app on your PC. You can, obviously there will be an Xbox, but that way it's like there is literally no difference when you're accessing my handheld now. is going to be, it's going to use the same thing. They're all using the same. It's like the exact same. There's no difference. It doesn't matter what platform you purchase it on. You purchase it once, it's on everything. It's kind of what they've been trying to do, but this actually allows them to do it from the start. So anything you buy on the next Xbox, because it is basically going to be a PC, you've got it now. You've got it anywhere you have your Xbox app. You'll now have all of your games that you've ever purchased, which I think is really cool.
That's very cool. A good way to do it.
Yeah, good way to do it. And we'll see. I don't know what they're going to do with their whole exclusives problem. That's an issue for another day, I guess. But
that's one thing I did want to kind of discuss is noticing that PlayStation is pulling out of the PC.
Yeah, man. PlayStation is backing off.
Yeah. So that kind of changes things a little bit, right? Because I think the the idea was ideally you would have, one system that was essentially a really good PC that would, access like the Xbox app at that point, and then also you'd be able to buy your PlayStation exclusives on PC,
on Steam or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So now it's like, I'm going to have to buy the PlayStation console in the future for sure.
Yep.
So
yeah, that's what makes exclusives important. I mean, assuming that they keep making the stuff that we want, we'll keep buying, right? I mean, it'll always be my second console purchased, I think. We'll see. The prices are going to be astronomical for both of these consoles. It's just, they're just not going to be able to subsidize the way they used to, I don't think. Maybe Microsoft can, because they have so much more money and they're so much bigger. Maybe they can subsidize some, but I'm not expecting them to. I'm expecting the next Xbox to be at least $1,200, if not more, would be my guess. Which, depending on what it does capability wise, it's still cheaper than building a PC at this point with the cost of RAM and GPUs. There really is no option to build a PC right now if you want to build a PC for games that are coming out right now. So it'll still be cheaper than building a PC, but that doesn't mean much when that says more about the cost of building a PC than it does about the cost of the consoles, I think.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens there. As part of that, because there's so much going on, man, it's crazy. Yeah, the whole PlayStation thing is interesting. I don't blame them. I don't think they're making quite what they thought they would, sales wise, from PC, and it is undermining their console a little bit. I think the PC players, they were hoping PC players would buy it and be like, dude, these games are sick. I don't want to wait a year plus to get the sequel. I'll buy a PlayStation. I think they just went, I'll just wait. It'll be out in a year. I'll play it then, So the plan didn't work. Kudos for trying, I guess. Trying to make some cash.
Yeah. It's just unfortunate, especially considering, where the market is headed now. It's like, I don't want to have to buy all the consoles again and then also update my PC. It's going to start getting a little bit out of hand. So,
I think my PC is, it works great, and I don't know. Part of me almost thinks I should just get a cheaper computer that is more designed for, I don't know, like designed for streaming or something. Like sell the GPU and sell some of this stuff, and when it's time, and help have the proceeds from that help buy me the Xbox, because the Xbox I can use as a PC. I can do everything that I would do if I wanted to stream, or it sounds like it's going to be able to do all that. I could record gameplay on it. We probably just put OBS on it by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
I'm sure it would be a little bit more difficult than with the computer, but at the same time, it's like, why have all three of that? Or I'm just never going to upgrade this PC, and I'll just be limited to what I play on it. Yeah, it sucks. It does suck, but I guess that's just the where things are going. I don't know what else to do. It's like, unless we can get the AI under wraps so they stop buying all of the RAM that gets produced.
I think we're just getting started with that.
Yeah, I think we're barely even on liftoff. In other interesting news, dude, ESO is having a huge update 49 where they're making a bunch of the DLC part of the base game. Tons of quality of life improvements. They're adding difficulty settings to the PvE content.
Oh,
Like just running around the world. So if you always felt like it was just way too easy, you can up the difficulty and make it more of a challenge for yourself.
wow.
They're adding in so much more than that. I mean, they're like redoing combat. They're going to redo all of the classes, including like animations and stuff. So they're starting with the Dragon Knight. They're like completely redid the Dragon Knight. All of that just not for any additional cost. They're just fixing a bunch of stuff and improving the game across the board. So this year,
Good.
from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, the game is going to be completely different. Completely different.
That's good to hear,
So
man.
yeah, it's pretty cool. It's going to make me want to get back into it, I think, for sure, this
I
year.
might try it out too. I'm pretty sure I got it on Xbox and PlayStation and PC.
Yeah, I mean, it's so dirt cheap everywhere. You probably picked it up at some point. I mean,
Yeah.
the Xbox One is now kind of the way to go because they're going to make it available on PC on the Xbox app, so you can play it on your
Seems
PC
like
and
it,
you
yeah.
can play it on your Xbox. Like that feels to me like that's how you can't really beat that. So I'm excited for that. I can't wait until they do that. Probably later this year, but just to be able to install that direct to my handheld,
Oh
that
yeah.
is going to be like that is going to be my game, like my travel game. Now, obviously, can't play it on the plane, but if you can play it in hotels and Airbnbs and all of that. I mean, that's just perfect. It's like endless amount of content. I can just grind through that game, get all the stories. Like, I'm so pumped for that. Whenever they allow us to do that, it's going to be great. But yeah, I would check out. I'll send you like a video or something, but just like dozens and dozens of improvements to the game that they're doing this year, including like getting rid of a lot of grind stuff, like the mounts. You could only, I guess, you could upgrade like one of the three: the speed, the stamina, and I can't remember what the third thing is of your mount. Every day it was like a daily update thing, and you could upgrade it like by 1% once per day. And now you can upgrade all three of the abilities by 3% every day. So it
Oh,
cut like weeks off of the time that it takes you to fully upgrade your mount. They've reduced all of the research times,
thank God.
and all of that stuff. Respecking your character is now free of charge, and can be done at will pretty much, other than like a small cooldown so that people don't like mess with their builds like in the middle of PvP matches and stuff like that, like in an unfair way.
Yeah.
But like other than that, I mean, they're getting rid of. So they're actually taking stuff out of the Crown Store that used to be the vampire and werewolf curses are now just free quest lines that you get.
Oh,
You
nice.
just grab. It's tons of like pro consumer changes.
Yeah, that's so
So
important.
really cool stuff. So it's like just seeing all of it, I'm just like, oh man, just seeing it. And I've been seeing some of the people that I watch for ESO YouTube content that I haven't watched in a while pop back up and hitting on their videos and hearing them talk about it. I'm like, oh shit, okay, yeah. I might. The itch is gonna return, man. It's gonna return here soon, I think.
That's such a big deal to me. Not allowing respecs for free is like such like an old school
Yeah,
gaming.
dude, so old school.
Now
It's
it's just
crazy.
like annoying. It's like, what? I gotta pay like in-game currency to make this happen. Like,
Yeah, this grindy shit like that, dude, is
because then
so
that's
frustrating.
I'll sit there and like spend way too much time trying to figure out where to put my next skill point because I'm worried about not being able to respec.
Yeah, I know, dude. Oh, they also added the Warden class, which was like the first DLC class to the base game, so that's now
Oh,
free
that's
as well.
huge.
Yeah, dude. So cool. So cool.
Yeah, the Dragon
Um,
Knight was my favorite, so I'm kind of excited to see what
yeah,
that
dude,
looks like.
that's the first one they redid too. So
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely want to check out some more videos and see what people are doing. And I don't have a Dragon Knight in my three Xbox characters, but you'll have to let me know what you think once if you jump on. It'd be really cool. I'd love to play it sometime. I mean, it'd
Yeah,
be
man.
kind of cool to start two characters together and like run through a lot of the quest lines and stuff, and build the characters from scratch. I think that'd be really cool. Or even
Yeah.
if I just built a character based on whatever you were doing, and I was just sort of like your little like companion or whatever through some of the storylines or whatever. It'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that'd be sick, man.
We could just run through missions.
Especially when I get a handheld, I'm definitely
dude.
for that.
Oh yeah, hey, check this out. I got my. Oops, I forgot to unplug it. Hold on. I got my case for my handheld. So it's the D brand is the brand, and the front it's called the Kill Switch. Oh. So I'm holding it up in front of the camera now for everyone listening. So the front is like a plastic shell that goes over the front. So you just pull on this clip down here, and I'm just trying to make sure I don't send my. It's like really on there. I don't want to send my handheld flying across the floor, so I'm going to be careful. So he just pops right off. So then that way, like you can just throw it in a bag, and it's not going to. The sticks and the screen aren't going to get scratched and pushed around.
Heck yeah!
And then it's got this really nice like rubber grip around it.
Oh, nice.
So much. It's like a little thicker, and it came with caps for this that made them more like regular controller sized analog sticks on the top. So now it's like it was already comfortable, and now this thing is insanely comfortable. And I
was going to ask you how you've been enjoying it.
Yeah, so far I've been enjoying it a lot. So the thing is, obviously, I haven't really gotten to use it for its primary use case as far as like traveling and playing games on it, like playing games native on it. However, when I'm at home, I am realizing that the thing I can already tell the thing I'm going to use it for. I mess with streaming some games, and I just it allows me to bump the resolution up to 1080p because I'm not using the CPU and the GPU to run. I've just got this nice screen, and I can bump the resolution up to 1080p. And the Microsoft streaming with the Xbox cloud services have gotten so much better. Oh my!
Oh yeah, they're pretty good.
I have not played that in a while. I just like threw on Assassin's, like in one of the newer Assassin's Creed, I think it was like Origins, just to mess with it, and it looked incredible. And it was not slow or blurry or anything. It was insane, dude.
So maybe that's the nice kind of like workaround of having not such a powerful device. That's kind of good to know.
And then for plane rides, it's like you can play. There's so many games on Game Pass you can install before you pop on the plane that are smaller games, right? The kind of games you want to play on a handheld, the side scrollers. Right. I mean, there's some incredible games. It was an Xbox published game, Inside. It's one of my favorite side scrollers I've ever played. It's absolutely incredible. Like that, you just pump it down to 720. You'd never know the difference on a game like that. You could probably do 900. You can even set it to like 900p if you kind of want to balance in the middle, and play that natively on your hard drive, and you're good to go. I mean, it's no problem at all. So yeah, I mean, it's and like a game like ESO for when I am at a hotel or an Airbnb or whatever, I can play that at 1080 on this thing. That game is 10 years old.
Right. Yeah, not a problem.
So that's not a big deal. It's older than that now. It's freaking like 12 years old. So that I can play probably at a higher rate, and I'll be able to plug in to the wall or whatever. I'm probably going to buy a large, longer cord and a higher watt thing. But yeah, it's so quick. You can just pop into the settings and just change the resolution right on the fly with a press of a button. So playing natively, I'll bump it down to 720 or 900 depending on the game. And then if I want to, then the other thing I did the other night, as another kind of test, like a use case situation, Alicia's mom was over, and I wanted to hang out with them and not be like rude and just disappear. But I put on my Xbox headphones that I wear like when I play Helldivers and stuff with you guys upstairs. And your ROG, the Ally, comes automatically on the bottom left part of the screen of the Xbox mode, has a little connector for remote play to your Xbox. So again, I just kicked the resolution up to 1080p, and I popped open my remote play from my Xbox. And because it's coming from my Xbox, the headphones are already connected wirelessly, and I played on my Xbox on the screen of my handheld while they watched a movie that I wasn't interested in, and I played Oblivion straight from my Series X at 1080p
That's
on a
pretty
little
sick.
screen.
That is
So you
pretty sick.
got like all the different things, right? You can play games. It's powerful enough to play games natively on the airplane or wherever you might be where you don't have internet. And when you're at home, you can use it as a remote play device. You can use it as a cloud streaming device, whatever you want. I mean, it's just nice to be able to have the flexibility. And there's plenty of times where it's like, yeah, go watch whatever you want. I'll play on this, and that's, I have the PlayStation Portal for the same reason. Because I can just take the Portal with me to bed and play Horizon in bed if I want to on a big ass little 1080p screen right in my face,
Well, I might have to do it, man.
Yeah, I mean, you can find them they're not going to get any cheaper. I'll tell you that much.
I'll probably do the Costco deal because I can get a lot of cash back on it and stuff. So
yeah, cash back is good, and if it, I mean, obviously, I'm sure there's
comes with the 4 games.
Yeah, it comes with the 4 games, which is super cool. And the thing about that, dude, is that's
funny. I put in Costco.com and it goes, still interested in these, and it's kind of
hey, it knows. The Costco thing, dude. What's cool about the games now? Because remember, last couple weeks ago, I was like, well, some of those games are on Game Pass, and like, you're only get those. It's really a PC, so you're only getting them on the Xbox PC store, which is not the same as X. But now, not now, but soon, whenever they launch that Xbox mode thing, which I think is like soon, they're going to launch the first version of it soon, and then they'll release it to more and more people as it gets beta tested. But within a year, that thing is going to be ready to rock. Like it won't matter. All those games will be playable anywhere.
Yeah.
So that's the real, like, that's their big thing to me, is their ability to. I'm surprised publishers are not going to be like, what? You're giving away like 2 copies of the game. Like, you can't do that. But I bet from the Microsoft side, it's like, no, it's Windows PC. It's a Windows version of the game. There is no more Xbox SKUs of games. They're PC games. It's just that Xbox is the interface for everything. It's the platform now.
Right, that makes sense, yeah.
So they're basically just Steam. They're Steam, but they already have the hardware stuff that Steam is trying to get off the ground.
Right.
That's pretty much what, to the point where, like, if this is as good as it looks, obviously that's what I'm going to wait for. If they can actually make it work, it is Microsoft. So they're probably just going to step on the next rake nearby and just smash themselves in the face and fuck it up. But if they actually manage to not do that, and this stuff works like they're saying, I would probably start rebuying some games that I have on Steam through the Xbox app. If it means that because then I can play them wherever the hell I want to.
Right. Yeah.
Now it'll have Steam. I suppose it'll have Steam integration. If it is a PC, you'll be able to like back out or whatever. But like, if I can get that seamless Xbox experience on PC games like Total War, I mean, and take Total War with me wherever I go and stream it on the Xbox cloud.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine that? Like, you have your handheld and you've got an HDMI and you go to an Airbnb that has a nice TV and you plug that in and you have like a little wireless mouse and keyboard, bam, and a good internet connection, like at an Airbnb, like a nice house at Airbnb or whatever. There you are, boom, you can be playing Total War on its TV screen. Like, you can play your entire library from anywhere, anytime you want, as so long as you have the peripherals needed to do it.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool, man. It's pretty sweet.
Vision is coming to life.
Yeah, they just actually have to execute on it. So
yeah,
we'll see about that. Okay, so so this week we were I was trying to come up with good topics. Like, obviously we knew Taylor wasn't going to be here this week, and I thought, all right, well, one thing I know Kyle and I could talk about a lot, as for some reason you and I seem to experience a lot of these video game adaptations to the small and big screens together.
Yeah.
I feel like we have watched a lot of this stuff together. My first thought was actually not what you might think, which was our whole journey with Last of Us. But my first thought was our living in Linwood and going to the theater to see Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And how they managed to royally fuck that up every time. But but since then it felt like that was sort of like the first that I can remember, not that was good, but that was like Hollywood giving it another shot. And then things started happening after that, and the HBO treatment and all of this stuff, and since then we've had The Last of Us, for better or worse, and we've had Fallout, and we've had, of course, some of the original older stuff like the 90s Mortal Kombat, which I definitely want to talk about. Lots of stuff. So there's a ton of stuff to talk about. I know you and I have a lot to say on this topic, so I thought that would be a good pick for us. We did get one right in. Taylor said he was going to write in. I'll have to go and check and see, but I don't see that he did. So I'll have to check and maybe put it somewhere else.
I don't either.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it, but that's okay. So Craig wrote in. Craig's Gamer Room wrote in, and he said, first of all, best cringe 90s films are definitely the Mortal Kombat movies. Unrivaled B-movie goodness. We will get into those.
Yes, yes.
When it comes to the newer high bar stuff we're getting, I feel like it's obviously hit or miss, but Fallout is definitely the best we've gotten, in my opinion. Both seasons were fantastic, and they have just enough fan service without relying too heavily on it. And then he mentions, and at the end, now that Nintendo is getting more into film, my dream come true movie would be a live-action Metroid. Ooh. That would be incredible if done right. Get my girl Gwendolyn Christie to be Samus. Now, Gwendolyn Christie, the problem with her, and it's not a problem with her, it's unfortunately the way Hollywood is, which is gross, is that she's probably not hot enough. And that sounds so shitty, but it's just the way Hollywood is. I feel like if they made a Metroid movie, they're going to make Samus like ScarJo or something.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's going to be overly Hollywood for sure.
Right. It's got to be like they're going to go get some big name actress who's like super like sex symbol, so they can put her into this like skin tight armor and do the thing where like when you died in Super Metroid where it like the armor falls off and for a moment you can see the outline of a woman, like, yeah. I remember being 7 years old and sort of seeing that and like not like I didn't understand what my brain was doing. It was like, like you're not old enough yet to really like process that, but it's still like there in some capacity where it was like, she almost looked like when she died, her armor disappeared and you got this like flashing silhouette of like, it kind of looked like the same pose that like the woman on the back of the mud flaps, like the redneck mud flaps. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like the
definitely.
silhouette and they're like sitting back and their hair is back or whatever.
Gotcha.
Like it kind of looked like that it looks like that for a second when you die in the Super Metroid. And it's like kind of the only time that you're ever really reminded that it's a woman under the suit. But I just feel like they would make it a cheesy like ScarJo movie. We'll see. Have you seen the Mario movie?
No.
It's actually pretty
relatively new, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it's decent. I would say that it's decent.
Jack Black plays Wario, right?
Bowser. Jack Black is Bowser. Okay. Yep. Jack Black is Bowser. Yeah. And the overly casted guy, Chris Pratt, is Mario.
Oh, right.
He does a okay job. He's fine. The whole movie is decent, I would say.
He's probably very much Chris Pratt in the movie.
Pretty much, yeah. It's kind of
the same guy to me.
It's sort of the point. Totally. Yeah. It's sort of the point I'm making with saying like they would cast Scarlett Johansson for Samus is like they've cast fucking Chris Pratt to be Mario. You know what I mean? Like it's just like they're gonna go as safe as they possibly can with something like that. Have you seen any of the while we're on the Nintendo stuff? Have you seen any of the stills from the Zelda live action movie they're making?
No.
Check them out. Just type in Zelda live action screenshots, and let me know what you think, because it's going to be hard to do. I think there's it's basically just Zelda and Link. She's like kneeling down on one knee, and he's sitting behind her.
I see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that one, and then there's like a wide shot of that, and then there's like two different close-ups, one of Zelda and one of Link.
They kind of got it right look-wise.
Yeah, it's like how do you stay accurate to the game but also not look cartoon, like still look like it's grounded? If you're going to do live action, it has to be, you can't go so far to make them look like, they can't look cartoonish. They have to look somewhat legit, right? Like it's got to look like a real world.
Yeah, it's
like
got to be a little grounded. Yeah.
As soon as someone looks like they're wearing a Party City or Spirit Halloween costume, it's like, it's just over, right? It's like the costume design. It looks good though. Like I think they look. We'll see. I don't know what they're going to do for dialogue. I think there's just so much about.
He's got like a very classic like Robin Hood outfit on, you know?
Yeah, it definitely looks like Link from the more recent games. As far as his outfit goes. The thing I think that they're going to not struggle with necessarily, but the thing that'll be the hardest bar to jump is the dialogue, because there isn't really a ton of dialogue in the games. Like you're not hearing Link just constantly have conversation with everybody. It's just it's very quiet.
I think
like
that's
Breath of the Wild was very quiet.
Yeah, that's kind of the issue with some of these live actions, is that when you pick a game that doesn't necessarily, it's not really, the game isn't built around the dialogue, so to speak. Like if you try to do a Mario movie, you know, stuff like that, where it's like, this isn't really about the dialogue that's happening here. It's more about the gameplay. And so that kind of gives you the freedom a little bit to kind of do what you want with it, you know, because obviously they're going to have to speak a lot more than any of the games ever did. So sometimes it can be a good thing, but then sometimes, it can be really bad, because sometimes they can just go really Hollywood with it and not really.
Yeah, it's a rope that you can use to climb up a cliff, or it's a rope you can use to hang yourself with. I mean, like it's certainly rope. It just is like how dialogue, to me, dialogue is like the written word of film. Obviously it matters how they're portrayed and how it's acted. It's all matters. But at the end of the day, it's like what people are saying to each other in a movie is like the first thing that makes or breaks a movie for me. Just personally.
Yeah.
Like if things don't look quite right and they're just talking about nonsense and they're like overly explaining things, and it's constantly full of like dry, witty humor where they're kind of laughing and like breaking the fourth wall all the time. You know, like someone's like, "Oh, it's not like this is a video game or something." You know, like those kinds of. If you can't write good dialogue, it's so hard to make a good movie.
Yeah.
Like even if you get so much of the rest of it right. So that's really what we're gonna see. We'll see. Let's while we're on the topic of screenshots, have you seen the God of War picture?
Oh, it's pretty rough, man.
Yeah, let's take a look at that one. God of War.
I think
HBO
we even have small bits of dialogue, don't we?
Oh, I haven't seen. I've only seen that they've released that screenshot.
Gosh, I didn't put live action in there.
Oof, boy, it's not looking great. I mean, it's tough to. And apparently, the actor that plays Kratos said something like, "Don't believe everything you see." I'm like, bro, this is an officially released screenshot from the people making the show.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna believe it. What are you talking about, man?
He kind of looks like the guy, but I think that what matters the most here is his voice, and I think that there's a little bit of a.
Is there audio of Oh, I haven't seen that. I haven't even heard of that.
Let me see.
Boy, I have you seen all the memes about what the kid who's playing Atreus looks like?
No.
What is he? What is that guy's name? You know that the little guy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a trailer. It's like a minute long.
Really?
Like a concept.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he just doesn't have the voice, and that's gonna irritate me the whole show. But I don't know if this is official.
I don't think it is. I've not heard of anything being released
I don't
from
know
like
if it's. Well, let me see. Called Teaser Universe. Oh, it's a fan made concept trailer.
Yeah, I was gonna say there has not been any trailer.
It's
yet.
gone viral because I watched it and I was just like, whoa, his voice is not deep enough, my guy.
I just from seeing all of the like the releases from the actual companies, like all of them have said like check out the first screenshot. Like they're not even close to releasing a trailer yet. They're like still filming.
I mean, I will say the guy they got for Kratos definitely kind of looks like him.
Yeah, he's all right. All the memes are like, hey, did they just cast Hezbollah as Atreus? Do you know who Hezbollah is? You'll know, dude. Hezbollah is like internet.
Oh, the Russian guy. Yeah,
the little guy. He's got like dwarf syndrome.
Yeah,
and he's like, he looks just like him, dude. And I can't, dude. I can't unsee it.
Dude, that's so terrible. I'm looking at him right now. No way.
I know it's brutal. It's brutal, but it's very funny to me. I don't know what it is.
Oh, that's crazy.
Just leave it to the internet, man. Like they'll do it. He does, though. He does kind of look.
He does
a little like him. So we'll see. Obviously, we can't reach a judgment over a single screenshot, right? Like that's a little harsh, but I think this is a tough one to do. I think that's a harder one than like Last of Us, which are just real human beings in the show, right? And you can do makeup and CGI for zombies with mushrooms growing out of their head and make it look beautiful and crazy, and because all the actor has to do is and run, right? Like there's something about playing this immortal ancient god that is like physically perfect. Like it just, I don't know.
There's a lot of magic involved.
The beard is not right. Like his beard looks all scraggly.
He's also not big enough, in my opinion.
Well, is there anyone who really is big enough? I mean, Kratos in the 2018 game is like the mountain, dude. Like he's like,
I know, but like,
you still have to get someone who can act.
Yeah, you still got to get somebody who can act. It's hard to cast that sort of stuff. I get it, man.
And so we'll give him a break on that at least, I guess. But yeah, it's gonna be a tough one. That's gonna be a tough one. So what's one of your favorite? Let's start with the positives. What's one of your favorite adaptations in general? For any time period.
So I think it's also really important that we set some ground rules, because I was thinking about this a lot and I was like, I feel like we have to separate seasons too, if we're going to talk about shows.
100%.
Yeah. Because obviously some of these seasons are just so different from each other. So I think I can start off with the easy one. I think The Last of Us season 1 is one of my favorites for sure.
I think it's just like far and away the best that I've seen.
Yeah. I only have one that would be better than that in my opinion, but definitely it's definitely one of my favorites easily. I love, if you've played the first game, there's, this is what we were kind of afraid of, was just changing the main characters. You know, it's okay to like add stuff to the story and to the characters in general, but just don't change who they are. You know,
Yeah.
at their core. And so I think season one, it definitely kind of like for the most part just kind of copies the same story, which is great. And if anything, it like added a little bit extra to the characters. Like I think that entire episode of God, what is his name? Is it Bill?
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah. That
So
entire
good.
episode of his story is just like incredible. It added so much more to really
So
all of
good.
it. Yeah. Not even just for him, but to understand um kind of how everything started in the beginning, and his relationship with them and how that kind of like developed, and you kind of get an idea of who he was beforehand and how he kind of changed throughout the years. He's not as crotchety as the game makes him out to be at that, point, which actually, now that I think about it, there isn't much interaction with him in the show, like of present time. It's more about his background story, right? Now that
Yeah,
I'm thinking
it's
about it.
only briefly. I mean, they do meet him,
Yeah.
because
He doesn't have as big of a role
they
current
get
in
some of those
current time.
moments where Ellie and him are yelling at each other and talking
Yeah,
shit
yeah.
and stuff. Like it's they get enough to bring it, but yeah, they really just spend the time. Well, what's really cool, what I love about it's like something that episode did and an adaptation can do, which is actually not just improve upon what was in the game, because that would have been even if he had that story written up, that would have been impossible to do in the game, because
Yeah.
you're not with him, you're with Joel and Ellie, so it's and you're following that storyline. So the show gives you the freedom to do that. And then what's really great is if you go back and you play the original Last of Us, it doesn't mean that some of that still didn't happen. Only obviously they changed it because they lived they died like together much older, right? but but you could still, it was almost like an alternate, like when he does find him and find that he hung himself in that garage in the game, I look at that whole moment totally differently. It's like, this is totally something that could have happened.
Yeah.
Like, now I know who that person is. That was him. That was like I see that they still had a lot of those moments.
Yeah.
And I think it was really cool. Like, for a show to be able to sort of add some depth to the game in retrospect,
Yeah.
I think it's like one of the only times I've ever felt that way.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's perfect. I think they had the ability to have the extra time to explain a lot more. Um, I think it was cool to see, how Joel came about, getting to know Bill and how that, relationship developed. So, just, things like that where it was like, you know, it followed all the things that I wanted it to follow, and then it just added extra stuff to the characters that I already loved. And yeah, I think that the season one of the Last of Us is just like the perfect way to go about it, especially when you're doing when you're trying to bring to life like a game that was really based on its story. Like that's really what it was
Right.
built around. So I
Mm-hmm.
think it's important to make sure that you stay the course with that, because the story is already popular and famous because of how great it is. Um, so I didn't think that there was any reason for them to try to get away from that.
No.
Um, but adversely, the reason why I wanted this rule to be in place is because for
Yeah.
some reason they threw all of that out the window for season two.
Yep.
Um, Surprisingly, I was looking at Rotten Tomatoes. It was season two is actually pretty highly rated as well for some reason.
People liked it, man. Well, I maybe if you didn't play the game, it's more likable. But I just found the dialogue to be so horrible through so much of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Specifically, Ellie. They just completely destroyed Ellie's character, which to me is the heart and soul of the whole thing. I don't think they got Abby right at all. I think they just changed things for no. It felt like when a change was made in the first season, it had a real like deep reasoning behind it that ended up paying off and ended up making sense and adding something. Whereas like the changes in the second season felt like they were just there to be different, and that was it. It felt very superficial, and therefore it ruined a lot of it. I mean, like even at small things, like why are we killing Joel in the broad daylight in a living room? Like there was that whole moment, and like why did we follow this storyline first and not see it from Ellie's like the way the game does that is like it takes you it's all from Ellie's perspective, so we don't know all this stuff. I just don't. It just seemed like it just totally understood. It didn't understand anything that made the second game great at all.
Yeah, and for some reason, it seems like there was a real attempt to try to do it differently because of the division that scene created in the game.
Yeah.
I think the killing of Joel was very controversial for a lot of people, and
yeah.
Understandably, I get it, but I think it was just it's so important to how the story unfolds, and the entire premise of it all. It's really important that scene does happen. So, but anyways, I mean, I think you're totally right. I think that another issue that I had with it, like even just take away the fact that, let's say I never played part 2, right? It's still, if I watched it, I would not be nearly as impressed with the second season because of the constant hand holding that the writers are doing.
Yes.
There's no surprises throughout the whole thing. It's like, hey, we're going to give you the backstory of every character and every demographic in this game so that when they arrive and come together in these stories, you're not surprised at all. Like you're going to see all of this coming a mile away. Yeah, because we're just so afraid to like offend you and shock you. It's just made it such a boring and safe story, in my opinion.
It's like, didn't they watch the first 4 seasons of Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
TV audiences can be trusted. Like the first 4 seasons of Game of Thrones are the biggest like risk. That was such a risky story to adapt and adapt accurately. And they did it. And it worked. And as soon as they got away from it, it fell apart.
Yeah.
And it's like the exact same thing. It was like they were getting it right, and then they just completely. The writing is so important. Just they were making Ellie and Dina just like fucking idiots, complete idiots.
Yeah, and one thing I will say though, at least I think Dina was done correctly. Because
Dina's so much better in the game, dude. The performance,
she's better in the game.
Oh my god!
But I also think that Dina is not. She wasn't meant to be who Ellie becomes, right?
Right.
They definitely in the game. It's like they have their differences and they separate for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Because Ellie's got some problems.
Yeah. But they both just felt like 8-year-olds in the show. They were extremely childlike, and the thing one of the themes of Last of Us as a whole, but especially the second one, is like the loss of innocence. Like Ellie didn't get to be innocent. She grew up in this world. You don't get to be a stupid kid.
Yeah,
all the stupid kids are dead because this world kills them.
Mm-hmm.
And Ellie is only 19, and she's seen more than so many people, like than anyone we know, like in our lifetime.
Right.
She's completely broken. They are not these like foolhardy, goofy teens on an adventure. Like it's just that it never felt that way for a second. And it felt like they were just seeking somewhere to have some levity, maybe. But she was like a brat. I don't ever remember feeling Ellie was brat-like at any point. She made lots of horrible mistakes, but they don't use perspective to help us open our minds. Just nothing that made the second game great was in this. God, the second season is so bad. It's crazy.
So bad. Although I will say, like I've told you this before, that episode 7 surprisingly gets really good.
Really good. Did you finish it after that? Did you say? I can't remember.
I did. Yeah.
Okay. And it got bad again.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even really remember how it ends, if I'm going to be 100% honest, because I just really didn't care I was just finishing it at that point to finish it. But episode 7 is really good, and it's no coincidence that that was the one episode that Neil actually directed. Um, so, but yeah, I think that that's I have issues with the hand holding because it was just like everything was just coming from a mile away, and it was just there's no surprise about how this was gonna unfold from beginning to end. And yeah, I do think that the two biggest issues where they really got it wrong is messing with Ellie and with Abby. I think those are
Yep.
the two main characters of the story, and you made them completely different people. And in fact, I would say that if I hadn't seen if I hadn't played the second part, the video game,
Mm-hmm.
it would be even worse, in my opinion, watching that. Because I have no background knowledge of knowing that Ellie is capable of doing this stuff.
Right.
So if I didn't, I would be even more so like, I'm not believing any of this. There's no way she's surviving this.
She's so stupid, and she's just an idiot kid. That one clip, I don't know if I ever sent it to you. It was like just like a encapsulation of everything that was wrong with the second season. Arthur sent it to me, and what it did was it put like a warm pinkish hue filter over a scene. It's after they get to the Paramount in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody put like a warm filter over it. They put the little bubble from the early 2000s, the little bubble Disney Channel insignia at the bottom right, and they added in a sitcom style like guitar band, like a band intro when she walks in, like down, and she walks in, and Ellie says something like, "Oh, you're pregnant? Well, I'm the daddy." And like there's a laugh. There's a laugh track, and then there's like this music, and it feels like this like early 2000s Disney Channel, like Hannah Montana, basically, is what it turned the show into. And I was like, he sent that to me, and I'm like, yeah, that's he nailed it. Like that.
That's another.
Got it.
It's another pivotal moment that they got wrong, because I think that they really tried to make it a happy love story, and you really missed the point if you think that was the goal there. That part was really frustrating. I mean, a big part of this story is seeing the division between Ellie and Dina, because they start off in part 2 being really relatable and close to each other and really on page, and you're wanting this relationship to work because they seem to connect really well.
Mm-hmm.
But then, as things go on and you see that the pain of of the loss of Joel has caused her, there's a division that happens there between her and Dina. And that is a very pivotal moment there where she finds out that Dina's pregnant, and she goes, rather than being happy and excited about it, she's kind of like, what the fuck, dude? Like, you're costing us this mission now. Now I have to worry about you, and we're supposed to be out here, trying to figure out where Abby is and avenging Joel. And so the whole time she's just more of like, you're kind of a problem and a liability now. And it starts that division between her and Dina, because Dina's like, dude, like, what? I'm out here for you, and I'm trying to like suffer through this. Like, sorry, I'm pregnant, And so that division starts. I think that's such a pivotal moment that they got wrong.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to get along. You're supposed to see the difference between Dina and Ellie, and why they separate is because of Ellie's trauma and her problems that she cannot get over.
And the fact that she keeps choosing violence, and every time she does, it removes another part of her soul.
Yeah.
And just makes things worse, and everything gets worse. And they keep going at each other and killing each other, killing people who's close to one another. And it just goes on and on and on and on, and it costs them everything. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. It's so amazing that like the same person who wrote the first season misunderstood and misread the second game that much.
Mm.
But you know what? Maybe it isn't crazy, because that's what happened with seemingly half the audience of the second game too. Everyone understood the first game and loved it, and then like a lot of people just did not. They just wanted the same thing again, right? They wanted another Joel and Ellie story that was, sad, but like it's the two of them getting
they
through
always
it.
pull through. Yeah.
And like that's all that I guess that's what people wanted. They just want the same thing over and over and over again. They wanted Force Awakens, right? Like just give me the same thing with like a new rapper. And the fact that they were heavily challenged on that and forced to think about things and forced to understand something more complicated and harder to appreciate, they just broke down with it and they hated
and
it.
That's my thing there too, is like, hey, if you're gonna make this pivotal change about Ellie and make it to where she's just a kid forever, then you just can't kill Joel. Just keep him alive.
Just might as well.
Yeah.
Or like kill him at the very end and then I don't know. Yeah, it just seemed like they never got it. It was even so hard to watch.
Even through the story that, her and Dina go out on their solo adventure for revenge. I know you didn't get this far, but what's the guy's name that Dina was dating before? I can't think of his name.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking
about. I don't know why I can't think of it. Anyways,
that guy. Jesse,
yeah.
Jesse.
So the only reason why they get through it is because Jesse like shows up and like saves the both of them, because they obviously are a bunch of idiots and they get in trouble because they're just not being careful enough. Because apparently through all the years of living with Joel, Ellie never learned anything about survival somehow.
Yeah, the thing is, you can still get them into trouble without having them just being like the two stooges.
Yeah.
They get into trouble in the game too, but they're also fucking badass, man. Like, I mean,
yeah, some of it's unavoidable, right?
Ellie is a stone cold killer in the second game.
Yeah.
It's so insane. Remember that whole scene that we watched? You and I are freaking out. It was before they go to Seattle, and it's when they go to the supermarket or whatever, and they're like, "Huh, clickers, fuck yeah, bro, let's go."
Yeah.
Remember that whole thing, and they get in there,
yeah,
and they make this plan, and then like Ellie jumps on its back and is like stabbing it, like, "Oh, why won't you die?" Like, oh my god, just thinking about it again hurts, dude. It hurts so much.
It's so bad. And then let's not even forget the HBO, Game of Thrones edition grand battle in episode 2. I think it's episode 2,
my god,
right?
just the random like, hey, let's just have these and just change everything that has ever been known about the cordyceps, and like apparently it just grows through the pipes and then blows up, and they have this big bat. Like, why are we having this battle? What the fuck is happening right now?
To me, it just felt like yeah, dude, that felt like HBO going like, hey, we need to have a big battle scene here.
We need some action.
We need to see something like Game of Thrones out there.
Because Joel getting murdered is like not enough.
That's my biggest issue. Okay, you can have your battles. That's great. Yeah.
Yes, that's a great point.
But this episode is about Joel. Okay, I don't want anything else happening. This entire episode, if you care about the show, the connection is with Joel and Ellie. Joel's death has to be the biggest issue. And the entire time, we're panning back and forth between the entire civilization falling from this giant swarm of zombies. And so now I'm worrying about both of these things happening. And I'm just like, okay, I'm irritated because this episode is supposed to be about Joel, and you're about to kill him and make it feel like it pales in comparison to what's actually happening.
I know we keep leaving the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So many things wrong with that.
Dude, I remember like the scene in the game when when you're playing as Ellie and you're like, it's nighttime and you've got the flashlight out and you're walking down the stairs and you can hear him getting beaten.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like this slow burn where it's like every step, it's like you're starting to realize what's happening here more and more and more as the closer you get. And like, and the other thing I remember that I hated so much was that Abby was, taking all this pleasure in torturing him in broad daylight in the living room, which again, is so wrong. Like just the way it looks, it matters the way things look. Cinematography matters. and she's torturing him, and all of her friends, all of the people, right? Like Manny and who else is with her? Like, is it Nora? Is that, I can't know. Nora's one of the girls at the. I can't remember all the names of the characters, but
yeah.
Like, other than Mel, like everyone with her in the game was like, yeah, fuck you, and like kicking him himself. And Manny like spits on him, and like the whole group is just beating the shit out of him. Mel is the only person who's like clearly uncomfortable with it. And then in the show, they're all looking at Abby like she's crazy, as if they all didn't just travel across the fucking country to do this previously. It was why they came, because they all...
I mean, it was very treacherous too. It's in the dead of winter. You're up in the mountains. There's, there's zombies everywhere. It's like, you really went through a lot to get here. Like, these guys are really all determined.
Absolutely. Like, Mel was only there for Owen, right? Like, that was the only reason she was there. But like everybody else was all about it. And they make Abby into this like fiendish murder or whatever. It's like, okay, I mean, she was pissed for a pretty good reason, and so were the rest of them. Like, I don't understand. Like, isn't that the point?
It got really weird and creepy. Is like she was like enjoying the torturing,
yeah, it's
and
like
I'm
weird, like
almost
like a kind of like psychosexual thing happening, where she's like, yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this or whatever, and everyone's like, oh, Abby, like you're being a little weird, like, what the fuck? Like, no, she's not. She's not being weird. Like,
yeah, they got that scene wrong.
This man ended the chance for humanity's comeback. Like,
she
knows it.
Another key point, right? Again, I think there's just so many things you got wrong.
I know.
Another key point is not having Tommy there, and
deciding
to have Dina there. Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was Dina and Dina and Joel were there. They get captured. And so Dina witnesses this, right? Which creates a whole different dynamic, right?
I mean, totally.
It's so important that Tommy is there to watch his brother get beat to death.
Yes.
Like,
wow, man. There's like, just talking about it, there's like more stuff in this. Is like, fuck that show, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I just.
It's like every major detail that they could have twisted, they did, and it's so frustrating when you're such an avid fan of the entire, game, part 1 and part 2.
There's just, there was nothing to litigate or change. You didn't have to do it. It felt all very unnecessary, and I don't know why. I don't know why they did it. It's really upsetting. It's very upsetting. But you know what?
With the direction that they took, I think that they should have just gone all the way in and just don't kill Joel until like the end, right?
You might as well. Yeah.
Have that episode 2 about the battle of the horde of zombies. Battle. Yeah. Have that be episode 2. That's fine. And then have Ellie continue to be a kid. That's fine. But if she's going to be a kid, then Joel has to be alive.
Yeah.
Because she's not ready to be alone yet. That's like a big part of Joel dying.
Dude, I really, just talking about this, I really want to play the second game again, since they released the chronological order. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
So that you're like you're swapping back and forth between Ellie and Abby.
That would all
the way through to the end. So it's like a straight, like, linear story.
Right.
So you don't go back. I wonder how that changes the pacing. I really would like to see that.
That'd be cool. Yeah, for sure.
I think it'd be really fun. But anyway, we have other stuff to talk about. I could just shit on Last of Us Part 2 season 2 show forever.
Rough, man.
I just want to go through some like quick ones. Some of the worst ones. It is crazy like how bad video game movies have been for so long until now. There's another one that's really great that I think you and I want to talk about. But like, dude, like, I know we kind of like them as kids, but the fucking Resident Evil movies are so stupid.
They are pretty bad.
But they're like lovably bad, right?
Yeah. And I think especially the first one was really cool to see, I feel like, as a kid.
Did you see the 2016 Warcraft movie?
I did not. I couldn't do it, man.
Oh, dude, it's so bad. It's so bad. The acting, the writing, and like they're all wearing like. I mean, it's accurate to the game, but it's kind of what we were talking about earlier with the Zelda
but
thing.
it's live action,
Dude. Like it looks like it's all like polystyrene armor and shit. Like, have you seen any of? Have you seen
the armor? Is
movie?
not cool when it's live action. It's no longer.
Oh my
cool.
god, dude, it's so bad. It's so bad. And like all of the dialogue is just so cringy and hard. Oh my god, it's incredible how bad it was. Assassin's Creed also came in 2016.
Trying to think of the actress. Oh, Assassin's Creed, huh?
Assassin's Creed movie, fucking garbage, dude. Great cast. Great cast. Yep. It's a classic season 2 of Last of Us where it was like it just seemed like the people who were writing and coming up with the story and the ideas just they took a glance at the subject matter and went, yeah, whatever. And just did their own thing with it. And of course their ideas were way worse than what happens in the original. The story makes absolutely no sense. It has nothing to do. It's also
got Michael Fassbender.
Yeah, Michael Fassbender's in it. It's got
Marion Williams,
Jeremy Irons, Marion Cotillard. Really, really great cast. It was also filmed horribly, like tons of because of the parkour and stuff. They were. It was like there was about 1,000 jump cuts per scene. It was like boop, 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 because they couldn't actually, and no one could do any of the stuff that they were doing. So it would like it was like giving you a headache because it was just like cut. Really terrible, really poorly made movie. I can't remember if I saw Ratchet and Clank or not, but I think it was pretty bad. It was just an animated
Far
movie.
Cry has a show coming or has already come out.
Oh, interesting. I didn't even know that. Did you see the Need for Speed movie? That has the actor who played Jesse Pinkerton in it. I don't think I ever saw it.
No, I didn't know that. Although I know it's probably bad now. I haven't seen it since I was a kid, but I really enjoyed the Tomb Raider with Angelina Jolie.
Oh yeah. Reasons. Oh, they're horrible. They're horrible. But yeah, I actually tried to rewatch it once. Yeah. In like the last 10 years, and it was like, wow, this is worse than I remember. Actually.
Oh man,
it's really, really bad. Like very, very bad.
We got to talk about. Craig mentioned it. The '90s Mortal Kombat.
I fucking love those movies, dude.
Yeah, as cheesy as they can be at times, that's such a big part of my childhood. Those movies were so cool when I was a kid.
The first one is actually like a passable Hollywood action flick. I mean, it's corny, but it is watchable from start to finish. Like the performances are good. They're like I would say that movie's like a straight up like 2.5, 3 star out of 5, or like a 5 or 6 out of 10. It's not like just a pure pile of shit. Right. The second one, Annihilation, is a pure pile of shit. That movie is oh my god, it is true B movie. Like boy was that bad. But I love the first one. Like I still like the first one.
Yeah, the first one's great.
The actor who plays Liu Kang is really good.
Fantastic.
Of course, our boy Shang Tsung, who recently the actor who portrayed him recently passed away. Actually, it's funny that we're talking about that because his name was Cary Hiroyuki Tagawa. Was his name. I mean, the pointing right at that camera, looking right into your soul and telling you that it's his. I mean, that is your soul is mine. Like Johnny, the guy who plays Johnny Cage.
Johnny Cage is great.
Funny and witty and sarcastic and what's he say to Goro? Like, that was a $500 pair sunglasses, asshole, or whatever. Like,
that's
like
such a
classic,
such an iconic line.
That's a good movie, man. I mean, it's silly, but it's fun. It's good. Like I think it's great. I mean, it's not like a great movie of all time or whatever, but it's actually probably one of the only decent video game adaptations prior to the last 10 years, 5 to 10 years. There's very few. Dude, do you remember Doom with The Rock?
Oh.
You remember that one?
That's been a minute. Yeah.
It was not good. It was a horrible like it was a really bad adaptation of the storyline. 2005.
Yeah, it's
Because
really not like the game at all.
no, like the whole thing is like they get to this Mars research station, and it was like the result of some science experiment, and they were messing with some virus, and it was more of like it was. Doom is closer to the plot of Resident Evil than Resident Evil is to Resident Evil.
That's so true. That's
And
so
Doom
true.
is supposed to be about hell portals opening up and demons pouring out. Like, why? What are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? Viruses and shit. Like, what is happening here? I don't understand.
And should we talk about The Witcher, man?
Yeah, man, we have to talk
Apparently,
about The Witcher.
there's going to be 5 seasons now.
I'm done. As soon as
I was done a while ago.
Yeah, I think I watched the first 2 seasons because Henry Cavill was in them, and I knew how much Henry Cavill cared about. So there was a couple things that happened when I was watching that show. So I think the first season was a very good adaptation of the first book.
First season's great. Yeah.
The Last Wish. They get a lot of the details pretty right on, and I think Henry did a great job as playing Geralt. I think some of the costume design was pretty poor, but overall I liked it. And I remember, though, it was kind of before I knew Henry Cavill was done. There's a part where one of the main Witchers in season 2, not Geralt himself, but one of the other primary Witchers is killed. And it was like, what? Well, wait, what? He's like so involved in the storyline.
Yeah, he's so important later on.
And I remember thinking how strange. I was like, wait, I've read the first couple of books, and obviously the games take place after the books, and he's in that.
Yeah.
Like, and they killed him like a quarter of the way through the second season. It was just nuts. It was like made no sense. And then of course you found out shortly after that Henry Cavill was like, they don't like this story at all. Like, they don't give a shit about anything. I'm done with this. I'm out.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, so am I. Like, I'm good. Thanks.
You know what really did it for me? That really decided it is how they portrayed Vesemir was a big problem for me.
Oh, dude, yeah, I could not agree more.
Him like trying to like seek, kind of guidance on his morals with Geralt, and like asking, like kind of like leaning on him for advice is like, wait, what are we doing? Like, Vesemir's the guy that everybody turns to when things go wrong.
Like, he is like the last bastion of the Witcher and their knowledge and everything they stand for, and he's sort of their moral compass, and he's like Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah.
That's kind of what his character always reminded me of in the games. Yeah. Like this very wise, like open-minded person that was listening and always had something to say that, that would help someone and give them and cared about whether I just crazy.
I mean, when you play The Witcher 3, you see it early on when he's first riding into town with Vesemir, where it's like, as experienced as Geralt is, and as much as he's seen now being a Witcher for so long, he's still very much like looking up to Vesemir and like seeking his guidance on a lot of stuff. Like, and so to see those roles swapped, I was like, wait, hang on a second, you got that way wrong. And the fact that Vesemir was like even considering, making Ciri a Witcher is like, whoa, that's like a fatal flaw right there. Like, Vesemir is like absolutely like 100% like, no, you're not doing this.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, it's funny. What I don't know. Sometimes I wonder where this stuff comes from. Like what? Maybe you didn't play the games or read the books.
You also didn't understand
who be it, right?
Ciri was, I guess, because the whole point is that she doesn't need to do the mutation.
No, right? No. She's already like, supernaturally powered.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's just tough to like, that's kind of like going back to the Assassin's Creed movie, stuff like that, where it was like clear that the people had never spent almost any time with the source material outside of like, what does it look like on a screen very quickly? And that's it. right? It's like, okay,
Yeah.
she's got white hair and she's young and she's strong. Cool. Okay, let's go. We'll just write it. Just make it up.
Yeah.
You know, and it's very much like that. They're like, all right, cool. They wear hoods and they have like blade things and they run around. Cool, let's go. You know, it was just very. It's just like superficial, not deep at all. Not no care for motifs or themes or anything like that. Oh, well, what we're still bitching. There's another good one, but another one I got to bitch about, dude. The fucking Halo show.
I didn't actually watch this, so I'm gonna depend on you for this.
Dude, I was just arguing with someone at work who was like, "Oh, I love the Halo show," and I'm like, "Why?" I was like, what about it was Halo to you? I mean, Master Chief is called John, and his helmet's off the whole time, and he's just some guy, and like he's like friends with this random like rebel mercenary dude who lives on a like asteroid belt thing, and they're like hanging out on the asteroid, and there's like this human girl that is somehow is adopted by the Covenant, and she like controls the hunters, and what's the doctor's name who's head of the Spartan project, who's voiced by the same actress who plays Cortana on purpose, like her voice is, she's supposed to sound like her.
Oh,
what is the name of the main?
I don't know actually.
Halsey. I didn't even have to look it up. I just got it. Dr.
Okay.
Halsey. Dr. Halsey is like this young blonde woman who is like this, I don't know, like kind of spiteful political person who has all of these. It just none of it's just not like none of it is Halo. Like none of it is Halo.
Yeah.
It's just
you got the armor.
They got it's just like we were just talking about. It's like, all right, here's his armor, and it's got an elite, a really bad looking elite character, the CGI elite in it, and they're like it major sci-fi channel vibes, like cheap sets, just dude, it's just so bad. It's so fucking terrible, dude. It's like I can't even begin to. I watched quite a bit of it too because I like kept waiting for it, you know, to do something to get a little better.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't happening. Dude. It's really awful. They keep getting into like his past, and he like all of the Spartans have like chips in their necks that make them unemotional, and he like cuts the chip out of his neck so he can feel emotion. I mean, it's just like all of this stuff that just is just not. It's just not Halo at all.
No,
it never felt like Halo. The music wasn't Halo like at all. The plot was
crazy.
Dude, like even like the theme song was like, oh, there's a little bit of Halo in there, but it's nuts, dude. There's no Halo in Halo that I've seen so far. Like they're not even. I guess it's all like. I guess
it's not even.
I guess it takes place. The thing is, I don't even think it takes place within the same narrative as Halo. They just like took the name and the art assets, and they just like, this is like our own story. Like, okay, well then what did you want it for? Like, it's pretty crazy. We should watch a couple episodes with me sometime, just so you can see it. I got a good one, and I think you do too. I'm go ahead and go next. I'm curious if we're going to talk about the same thing next.
Well, one that I want to rewatch because I kind of halfway watched it, and I feel like I was scrolling a lot on my phone, but there were moments that I really enjoyed. And I know it's really popular. Is the Cyberpunk Edge Runners?
Oh yeah, I liked it.
It is very, very popular. It's got high ratings on Rotten Tomatoes. Good. Yeah, it's pretty good, and I know that they're working on coming out with a follow up on it, I believe. So I'll have to rewatch
pretty anime sometimes, like lots of like moment where the character is randomly standing somewhere going it's like for no reason at all, but like if you can kind of bear through some of that stuff, like the voice acting is definitely good, the music is fucking sick, the storyline is very interesting. It takes place before the game. It's got a few characters that make sensible appearances. The plot line makes sense. It feels very true to the universe. Like if you can kind of get through, there's a couple animes where it's like if you can handle some of the more anime little bits in there, it's great for the most part.
Right. Yeah.
Because the other one I was going to bring up is Castlevania, which I thought was fucking awesome.
I was going to mention that too. Yeah.
Yeah, because that was really, really great. Now that is actually, I don't think it's technically anime because it's a Western. I'm pretty sure it's a Western studio that made that. It's not from Japan.
Yeah, the voice acting too is it's like the anime art style, but the voice acting and the dialogue is definitely very Western.
Yeah, I don't think like there's ever a girl that goes like at any point in throughout the whole thing. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure. Which it was great. I loved that, and I'm not even super familiar with Castlevania. I've played, of all the Castlevania games, I've probably played the most of Symphony of the Night, which is like considered one of the great games ever made. And that is, you play as Alucard in that one. So when they brought his character in the later part of the seasons, it was really cool because like that's part of the lore that I know a little bit more about than the Belmonts and like what happens with Dracula and all that. I didn't know quite. So I can't speak so much to its like faithfulness to the original game's storyline, but it felt like it was accurate. It felt really true to the world and the feeling. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, there's a ton of seasons of it. I need to get caught up. I think I watched like the first season. I really loved it, and I didn't go back to it for some reason. So I need to finish it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you should definitely finish that. I'd love to watch it with you again. It's been a long time since I've seen it. Really, really good.
Yeah. They're working on apparently that. So you know that they've got the new Tomb Raider that they're working on with Sophie Turner. She looks amazing, by the way. As
dude. Is there a trailer for that, or is it just photos so far?
I don't know if there's a trailer. I know I've seen pictures.
Yeah, I've seen pictures too. Yeah, she's a great pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the picture of her. She's just like in her costume, basically.
Yeah, she looks great.
Yeah, super cool. It's funny because I understand, like, if you want to talk about being faithful to the games, like the original one, she was supposed to be kind of, it was very much like teenage, like, you know, sex symbol kind of a thing. Like she was supposed to be really hot. I'm fine with that. It does kind of reduce how seriously I take something when it's very on the nose of like, hey, look, like we're going to have this character wearing short shorts and a tank top, like running around shooting shit, which is kind of annoying to me.
Yeah. At least like, in this instance, it's actually kind of true to the game, right?
That's what I'm saying. It's like, I understand that it's true to the game, so I can't say that that's bad. Just from like a perspective of like enjoying a movie, it's going to be hard if it's just like wannabe softcore porn and the whole thing is about her like bending over to tie her shoes and stuff. That's fine. It's not, I mean, obviously, you know, she's a beautiful woman, like that's great, but it's just not something that it really drives me to like watch a movie for a while. It's like there's plenty of that. You can find all kinds of stuff. You know, like, I don't need a movie. That's what I loved so much about the most the Crystal Dynamic Tomb Raider games were like, hey, like what if we like I mean, it's not like she was ugly by any means.
No.
I mean, she was, but it was just like, what if we just brought this a little bit out of the horny 14-year-old dream and like what if she was a real human? I kind of liked that part better. Like I thought those games were really good because it's cool. Like she's like a nerdy grad student, basically, like doing her master's, and she's on a boat to go be, you know, she's like on like an archaeology internship kind of a thing, and it all goes wrong and she has to survive, and she does, and then she sort of gets addicted to almost dying, and like she like kind of puts her whole life on hold, and like she just like constantly risking her life and going and getting herself involved in stuff that's like, and she gets more and more like brutal, and in the third game she becomes this like sort of murdering phantom. Like, dude, it's pretty cool. Like it's pretty awesome. You know, they have a good shit, and the performances are really good, and so we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. Mass Effect apparently is still in the works.
Yeah. What do you think
Yeah.
about that?
They're gonna mess it up. It's too much of a. First of all, I mean, making it live action is difficult in the sense of like you're going to be dealing with a lot of alien races, so it's going to be a lot of you know makeup and costume designing. I mean, they've got definitely a big, tall task ahead of them, and then on top of that, you got to worry about writing a good story. So hopefully they take their time on it, and hopefully, I mean, if you're gonna try to, I'm okay with them trying. If they're gonna want to do their own story, I'm okay with them like being in the universe of it and like doing something completely separate. I'd almost even ask them at that point, like, please don't try to mess with our favorite characters.
Yeah. So I'm of two minds with that because I completely agree. Right, I don't want them to really screw with that. I don't think they need to. I remember when they, and obviously it ended up being, we both of us ended up being right about this, but before the first season of Last of Us came out, I was like, you don't need this. You already have it. The game is basically just a serialized show, anyways.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that you're playing the game in between the cutscenes, but it's like you're just gonna rehash it all. You're just gonna do it all again, and they're like, yeah, and then they did a great job. It's like I liked it. I was like, don't mess with it. But of course, eventually they did, and they did ruin it all. And I feel like, um, I just, I don't. One, they're gonna want to make it about Shepard. So now you're gonna have this version of Shepard with a whatever happens in the game in the show is now the is that the canon? Like I don't. The whole thing is about the choices and the different relationships. Like, so is it going to be a
It's a fair
femshep?
point.
Is it going to be a male shep? Is it going to be? It's like you're just sort of saying like, oh, it doesn't matter. We're going to go with this version of Shepard. It's going to be a paragon. Okay, so there is no renegade. There is no renegade. Like the cool thing about Shepard is that he's like belongs to every he and or she belongs to everyone equally. Like
Which is why I
Shepard
think
is
it's
the
so
avatar.
important that they do something within the universe,
It's
but
like, but
like
what else are they
somewhere
gonna,
else.
dude? You know they're
Yeah.
gonna do the main story.
Yeah. The
They're gonna
Reapers are
have
pretty
Garrus.
are
They're
pretty
gonna do
badass.
Reapers. Like, how do you not do it? So it's like, even
Yeah.
if they do a good job, it's like, I just don't care. Like, I don't need this.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know, but if it's great, we'll enjoy it. I thought Fallout. We haven't talked about Fallout yet. I think, and we haven't finished the second season yet. You and I and Alicia are still watching it. We didn't love the last episode, but I mean, we're not to the point where it was like, oh, this is shit. We were going to stop watching. It was just like not a great episode, which is fine.
I think
But that's a good one because there's no like character like that. Like everyone can just make their own character, and you could they're not messing with. They're not being like this is Fallout 3 the show though.
yeah,
Like
I mean it's just
they
it's
can just
so
sort of set it.
open. Yeah,
Yeah.
Fallout games are so open that it's like you could really do anything you want as long as you
It'd be
got the universe
weird
set.
if they did Fallout 3 story and Liam Neeson is like the dad and the and they did the exact same. I mean, you can set it wherever you want and it's wide open and you can use a lot of the things that we've seen and that's
So
great. That's all awesome.
the thing about that, the second season so far that's really bothering me is like the same mistake that they made with Last of Us season 2,
Yes.
in the sense where you've got this character who is kind of adorable, innocent, and sweet, or not even necessarily sweet. I mean, Ellie's not sweet, but you know what I mean. Like she's still young and innocent, and like
In the
has no
first
idea.
game, she's sweet sometimes. She loves the giraffes and
Sure.
she
Yeah,
she
and the
gets
dad
really
jokes and stuff like that. Yeah.
dad jokes and she gets close with the young boy who ends up getting bitten. I can't remember his name right now.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, it's like the first game is her sweet innocence getting
Yeah.
removed, right?
And so I think that I forget the name of the character, but Ella Purnell's character.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with the first season of her just kind of being naive and like
Yeah.
not really sure how the world works. You know, she's trying to put the pieces together. But season 2, I'm kind of coming into this expecting, okay, you know, she's been around the block for a little bit. They've been traveling for a little while now. She should start figuring out that, you know, the world isn't like what it was in the vault. You know, people aren't playing by the rules. you got to watch your back, and you kind of have to, stab somebody before they stab you, Um, and so far from what I've seen, it's just like, oh, it's just the same old whoopsie daisy, we're in trouble again, and then he comes to the rescue, and I'm sitting here like, okay, well, I'm not going to do a whole other season of this if
Like,
that's
this
the
character
case.
is so stupid. I think
Yeah,
that's the problem, is like they don't know how to. I am fine with the idea of having a character be like, no, I refuse to give up my morals. Like, I will be an example in this place. Like, I will help someone. I will treat someone with respect. God damn it. Right. Like, that's fine.
yeah,
In fact, I think that's pretty interesting. And putting her with the person who's lost all hope and
hmm,
is a bloodthirsty killer who would never do anything for anyone if it didn't help him, and like having those two kind of pair off of each other and affect each other is a good idea, and it's a good setup for a story. But it's sort of like the same thing in a scary movie, where if the main character just keeps wandering into the darkest room at every chance they get to get killed, I don't you lose. It's not real anymore. This person is
yeah,
a fucking idiot, and the writing is contrived. And if they just fall for every trap because they're stupid, I don't really want to root for the character anymore. um there's a difference, right? Like, there's a difference between being an idiot and like having a character that like wants to be moral in an amoral world. That is interesting.
yeah. No,
And
that's a better
she
way to
has a
say it.
shot at being an interesting character, but they're not doing it. They don't know how to do it. They're just like, oh, like, oh, someone's screaming, I'm gonna go help them.
Yeah,
You
to
know,
her,
it's like,
it's there's
okay.
yeah, there's moments where she's arguing and having that moral conversation, with what God, I can't even think of his name either. Um, but they're having those conversations, and she's trying to explain that regardless, we should be doing the right thing, and those conversations are fine. But you are right; it's more of the like seeing obviously dangerous signs of danger and like being like, oh, let's go check it
Yeah.
out, or like they seem like nice people. And it's like, all right, well, this is season 2. You guys have been out here for a long time. This is like this is obviously dangerous, and you're just walking right into it. Like, if that's how you're building your story and like making things happen in your story, it's like, okay, this is really lazy writing, in my opinion.
And I'm not a huge fan of like these actors that come into the show that are like really obviously from something else. Like the last episode we watched, like there was like these different disparate groups of the Brotherhood of Steel, and they were basically plotting a way to like tear away from the larger group or something like that. And then what's his name, Halan Janani, or I can't remember his name exactly right now, but he's like this really famous comedian and actor who was also in a Star Wars at one of the shows. And he's just a comedian, and he just shows up, and it's so obviously him, and he delivers a one liner and raises his eyebrow, and the episode ends. And I'm just like, like this, like constantly having everything has to be fucking funny. Everything has to be witty and funny. Funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. Did you know this show is dark humor? It's funny. We can't take anything seriously. It's very much like the Disney Star Wars, Disney Marvel sort of like, let's laugh at this. I don't know. I'm just not a big, what's Kumail Nanjiani? That's his name. Kumail Nanjiani.
Oh, right. Yeah, that
Like,
part was
he just
weird.
shows up, and it's like, oh, I'm immediately pulled out of the world, and I'm just seeing Kumail Nanjiani. Like, he's
Yeah.
there to be funny. He's there to be funny guy. Ha ha
Yeah.
ha.
Yeah, yeah.
He's so funny. He's gonna make us laugh now and give us a funny face, and he does his little eyebrow raise, and you're like, oh my
Ugh.
god, dude.
Ugh.
So we'll see. It hasn't. We need to keep watching to have our
So
full praise, but
I do want to mention my all-time, and the reason why I said The Last of Us season 1
dude,
is it's my second favorite.
second favorite. Okay, what's your first?
So my first all-time is easily Arcane, and especially as I'm watching it over again.
It's been really good so far.
It's so incredible. I will also have you know that I don't know of another video game adaptation that has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes on the first and the second season. Like it's perfect score across the board. Which it's Rotten Tomatoes. It's like not the official rating.
No, but it's a gauge. It's a gauge.
Yeah, it's a good gauge. It's absolutely incredible. It's one of those things too where there is some lore with, and I haven't really read it myself. There is lore background for League of Legends, so you can kind of get an idea of where some of these characters come from and how they might have gained some of their secret powers that they now have. And so there is a little bit of that, but it was kind of like an open playing field, which, like we've talked about, can go one of two ways, where you can just have these characters that you're plugging in that everybody notices, and it's like super Hollywood, kind of like Mortal Kombat, where it's like, this is where we bring in Sub-Zero, and he doesn't really say much, but he's got the armor and he's cool, he looks awesome, that sort of Hollywood thing. And they could have easily have done that, but they really decided to create an incredible story to like really give good context of like why some of the characters are the way they are. I think especially with Jinx, she is a phenomenal character throughout the show.
So far, loving it. Don't spoil anything because you've seen it.
No, I won't. Which, by the way, how many episodes are you in?
I've watched 3, I think.
Okay. The only thing that I wanted to mention, because I was looking at it earlier, because I knew I was going to talk about it, I didn't know the cast was so star-studded.
Yeah, that's what I love about the animated stuff, is that it kind of doesn't take you out of it because you're not seeing all the cast.
So you got Haley Steinfeld is playing Vi. I did not know that.
Isn't that crazy, dude?
Yeah. Katie Leung is Caitlin, or she plays Caitlin, and she is I forget the character, but she's in the Harry Potter films when she was a lot younger. And then Ella Purnell is Jinx, which I'm like,
yeah, I know.
What?
I knew Ella was in it because I saw that she was talking about the fact that she didn't want to get herself into a video game. I'm a video game adaptation actress. She's like, I've already done it twice now, but yeah,
she's incredible.
She's amazing, dude. She's so
good. Harry Lloyd, who plays Viserys Targaryen in Game of Thrones, he plays Victor. Yep. I mean, the list kind of goes on here, but those are like the top ones that kind of like really stand out to me. So it kind of adds some, extra love to the show now for me. I can't believe that they haven't like stood out to me, but I guess the characters that they're playing have like, they really had to like create a special voice for those characters.
I think they did, and the animation is just so interesting, and like and each character is so distinct that you just don't think about it, right? You're just not even.
No,
you're not thinking about it at all.
But I think you're really gonna like it. I won't spoil anything.
Oh, I'm loving it so far.
Especially season 2 is even better. I mean, season 1's really good, but season 2 really, really goes above and beyond. It's why it became so popular. I think season 1 everybody really liked, but like when season 2 came out, that's when everybody was like, "Dude, if you haven't seen this, you have to watch this." At least within the League community with my friends there. But yeah, man. All I can say is just I love the character arc and how mature it is. And again, I won't say much about it, but Jinx's character is like really special throughout the entire season 1 and season 2.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where that goes. I'm excited to see
how far into the character development. Have you seen her as an adult now, right? Like more grown up?
No, I don't think so, because we're only the 3 episodes in, so I don't think that's happened yet. No, okay. She's still a youngin', but she's starting to turn things around right now.
Yeah, that's not really much spoiling anything, but it does eventually fast forward into like later on.
Okay,
but they're just kind of like setting up the characters and their childhood and whatnot. So
yeah,
for
sure.
But yeah, I think you're gonna really like it, especially with Jinx's character development is incredible in this show. It's really what stands out to me.
Yeah, I'm very excited to jump back in. I watched like all 3 of them, like boom, 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 and then just haven't found the time to get back in. So I just need to sit down and start watching them again. Like I was, I'll blast right through it. They're really good. I've really enjoyed it. I might even go watch one tonight, actually.
Yeah, they're pretty darn good. And I just like they're actually going to be coming out with some more, by the way, because I'm actually seeing people that they've casted for other characters that are not even in season 1 or season 2. So I didn't even know that, but I'm excited to see what they do. They're going to be separate stories outside of, because they definitely wrap it up in season 2. But definitely recommend it if you're listening. Watch Arcane. You don't have to be a League of Legends fan. It's a really good
definitely
story.
not. You don't even need to know anything about it.
Yeah,
definitely. Hell yeah, man. Any final ones that you had before we sign it off? I didn't realize it was already 9:15.
I know, it's getting pretty late. I guess they did Twisted Metal, didn't they?
Yeah, I kind of want to check that out still. The reviews were not horrific.
Really?
Surprisingly. Yeah.
That's a game that I really,
is that Peacock?
really enjoyed.
I can't remember.
Yeah, Peacock.
Yeah, yep. That's one problem. I don't have Peacock, so.
But it's like $3.
If I
think they're like.
If I ever randomly have it, I'll check that show out. That'd be pretty cool to see.
Apparently, they've done Devil May Cry. It's probably animated.
I would imagine so. Yeah.
And then there's the Minecraft movie.
I did not see that one.
The Sonic movies.
I haven't seen the Sonics. There's been a lot of the more recent ones that I have not seen.
Yeah, any of those like super blockbuster ones, I'm like, eh.
Yeah, usually I don't trust it, but it might be okay.
You start like casting characters like Jason Momoa and Jack Black, and I'm like, I like those guys, but like, I'm not watching this.
They're like, it's not really about the game or the story. It's just like, we just need as big a names as possible to get people who don't know anything about it in the seats.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Just like, meh.
Yeah, I think after I finish Arcane, I think I'm kind of gonna move into like I'm in like an animated vibe, so I think I might redo Cyberpunk and then maybe try to go through Castlevania after that.
Hell yeah, dude! Those are all great. Yeah. You'll have to let me know what you think of Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
When you watch it, it's an anime studio. It's got some anime stuff that we don't like, but I still enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely, some of the parts that I watched was like definitely
it's in there, but it's just capped enough to where it's like it doesn't go completely overboard.
Right.
So,
man.
Hell yeah. Well, that was awesome. There was probably a bunch of stuff we didn't even, there's so many. There's more than I kind of realized. Very sordid history that's only recently started to turn around, but even now, lots of bumps in the road. Sometimes things can just be games. It's okay. I feel like that's the lesson that I'm learning. Like, you can just let it be.
And actually, please just let it be.
Yeah. Sometimes maybe just, I mean, I'm kind of glad it's the other way, right? Like the game, I'm so glad that I had Alicia watch, like we played through The Last of Us 2 before the show came out and be like, because then I didn't have to convince her to like, no, please, like, this sucks. Like, come watch the game, right? Like, I didn't.
Yeah.
Now that you know that Joel's like, she saw that story the same way that I did, like, no spoilers, straight up.
So impactful.
And she was, and like she was not into the second season either. So, but yeah, pretty cool. There's more stuff. There's another Mortal Kombat coming out. They're making a sequel to the one that we saw in theaters. So
yeah, they're also aren't they doing like a Street Fighter?
Oh movie? Yeah, they're doing that. Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
massive cast. It looks pretty crazy. We'll see. We'll see. I might even rewatch that bad Mortal Kombat movie from 2021 at some point, just to like. I remember it not being great, but it might be fun.
Mortal Kombat's gonna be terrible, but I said this before. I'll still watch that in theaters.
Yeah, as long as it's got cool fight scenes, it's just.
Yeah.
It could definitely. I feel like you could do it though. If you wanted to make a good movie, you could do it.
Dude, the games have good storylines.
Like, yeah, I mean, they have some cheesy acting. I mean, they're always over the top. Like, they're very inspired by 90s action, but it's like, you could still make a better movie than this. Like, I don't know why it's so hard.
Yeah.
But, oh well. Awesome. Well, I think all three of us will be back next week. Taylor said he wasn't 100% sure. Depends on when he gets back and all that stuff. But we will make it work, and we'll return next week. We'll drop the old topic in on Monday in our Discord. But until then, thank you guys all for joining us, and we're excited to see you next week. But have a great, safe weekend, and we will catch you all later.
Later, guys.